So Fran has done a sterling job today with our new favourite thing. It was pink stuff, now it's grunt. So you can see the difference that the grunt is making. The whole of the hull used to be this horrible orange colour, and just by painting on that little bit of grunt, just like this. Not an ad, but great product. It really does take the grunt out, as the slogan say, out of cleaning your boat. And yeah, it comes up so nice like this. It's literally night and day the difference when you apply it. It's awesome. Once this is done, we're going to get to polishing. We've also got the platform for the first day today. Thank you to my aunt and uncle for loan of the platform. It's literally transformed our boat jobs. Perfectly nice and white again. It's amazing. So yeah, Fran's been very busy. I think this is almost the last bit that she's got to do, right at the front of the bow. No scrubbing at all. Easy as that. And now the final step, wipe it off. Nice. Looks good.
We're Fran and Jack, a British couple who traded the 9-to-5 for life on the water. We've saved up for years and just moved aboard our 41-foot sailing yacht Calidris Alba, restoring, learning and sailing as we go. Our adventure begins here in the UK, exploring the coastline and finding our sea legs. From there, we'll head south to the Mediterranean, chasing warmer waters and new horizons. And one day, we hope to point the bow west and cross the Atlantic to the Caribbean. This is our journey, the challenges, the triumphs, and the freedoms of life afloat. Come along and join the Calidris Crew. Thanks for being here. In our last video, we just got the keys to our boat and launched ourselves into boat jobs. We started preparing the hull to be re-anti-fouled and repairing our osmosis blisters. This week, we've been busy refitting our seacocks, the points that allow water in and out of the boat, and learning how to paint the hull with anti-foul, ready for more adventures and to be relaunched back in the water.
There we go, mixy mix.
The last step in our process of preparing the hull ready to be anti-fouled was applying the 2-part epoxy primer to every area where we treated osmosis blisters, plus around any of the seacock mating surfaces and any spots where the existing primer had worn thin.
It's only 20.
Because it's a 2-part primer, we had to measure and mix it carefully in a 3-to-1 ratio. As you can see, we were pretty meticulous, using syringes and even old margarine tubs to get it just right. Once it was mixed, we moved quickly around the hull, brushing it on as fast as we could to cover everything before the primer started to set. Once we'd done a couple of coats, then the priming was done and we were ready to refit the seacocks. Each of the 4 bronze bolts for every seacock needed to be cut down to size, to match the length needed to pass through the seacock body, backing plate and the hull itself. Then once all the bolts were cut to length, we filed down the ends to remove the sharp edges, checked all the threads, and they were ready to fit. Fitting each of the backing plates and bolts together was definitely a balancing act, but with some carefully applied adhesive sealant and gentle persuasion with the mallet, we got them fitted one by one.
Let's get all the bolts in.
Okay.
One.
Yeah.
I can then. One. Okay.
Right.
And now let's getting them in the right place. The bolts in the right place.
Yeah, that looks good.
Yeah. There.
So it's the end of another really, really busy day. Today has actually turned into being a bigger seacock day than we'd planned, but what I think is amazing is we've managed to put the plates, strainers and bolts back in for 8 seacocks.
Yeah,
which
8 out of
feels
10.
absolutely mega, because this has been such a nemesis task for us, and yeah, just have them back in. We'll show you guys in a minute what it looks like, but yeah, we're just so happy. And then we're going to be doing the servicing, so that's cleaning them out, grinding and greasing them back up, ready to live another year.
So here they are in all their shiny glory. These are one of the strainer ones. We've got the as much sealant as we dared. There's 2 here, so 3 for the forward heads, and
And then there's loads more towards the stern. There's one here which is the saltwater inlet for the sink and the galley. This one's the cockpit drain. So yeah, we fitted the nice brand spanking new backing plates, 4 bolts on each. There's one on the other side as well. And then yeah, there's just this one to go, which we need a tool to get sorted. And then the last one is just 4 bolts. So yeah, we're pretty much there, I think, on the Seacox.
As with all things marine, each one of those plates and 4 bolts is like £75. How?
It's an expensive task.
How can this be? And we have 10.
Just another one of those things. Yeah, but big day, and that means time for the pub. We're off.
Thank God, I've been asking him to go for ages.
A well-earned drink.
After a well-earned rest, we were straight back to work the next day, this time polishing the propeller. The propeller was covered in coral worm, barnacles, as well as an old layer of anti-foul. So with it being taken off to allow the cutlass bearing to be replaced, we took the opportunity to give the propeller a good clean and polish.
I'm deep into propeller polishing. This is the last one. I've progressively, I'll show you what they look like when you starts off at this one. All pretty dull, and then I go down the grit from sort of 300, 600, then up to 1,000 and 2,000 grit. And this is what it looks like before polishing with some metal polish. That's the last step. It comes up like this. It's great. Just on the end of the drill. So make it a little bit wet, polish away, and it comes out really nice. So that'll be ready then to fit onto the propeller shaft once the cutlass bearing comes back. So this is what the propeller looks like after the last grit of sanding, and then I add a little bit of metal polish. It comes out like that, pretty sparkling. Quite happy with that. There's a few scratches still. Not sure if you can see, but I mean, that's pretty good. You can almost see yourself in it now.
And it wasn't just the main propeller. The bow thruster propellers needed cleaning up too.
It is the outside of the propeller, and you think, oh, that's okay. We managed to scrape it a little bit whilst we were doing the hull. But if you turn it around, there are all the barnacles and the coral worm. They are just everywhere.
And here it is. After lots of scraping, a bit of elbow grease and some help from a barnacle remover spray we found in the chandlery, the bow thruster was sparkling again.
It is another scorching day at the boatyard. So another one of those days, but you can't complain because we're going to start doing some anti-foul painting. So a nice, warm, sunny, windy day is exactly what we need. Fran is busy already getting the masking tape round so we can do our boot top, so our blue stripe on the top of our anti-fouling we're going to go with first. We've still got a few bits to prime on the hull from where we fitted the Seacox and everything, so we're going to do the boot top first, and so yeah, I think it's going to really make a massive difference to how the refit is going and how she looks underneath. So we have finally got to this stage. We've done all the prep work, all the scrubbing and sanding and everything, and it's time to paint. It looks awesome already, and Fran's only done from right at the back of the stern to here, so a long way to go yet, and it's just the top blue boot top stripe, but it looks awesome. Off we go, painting begins.
Now for the satisfying part. We get to peel off the tape and see the big reveal.
It looks so good.
Super exciting, we're starting to paint. So you can see we've painted the boot top this morning, which has dried really nicely, and we're so happy with how that's come out. And then now we're getting ready just to paint the hull with red anti-foul. So I'm just preparing a masking tape line here. And we just want to keep a really smart line really. We're obviously not professional, so we're not going to have a professionally straight line, but we're basically just trying to mirror a similar shape to the line that was here before, and give us a nice clean waterline on the hull.
It's been a very, very busy afternoon and now evening because we have finally begun the anti-fouling. Very exciting. And so then the next step is the red, which you can see behind us, sneak peek. We've done one coat already.
It looks amazing.
Pretty good. We're chuffed with how it's gone.
I'm so happy. I just can't believe how good it is. It looks like a completely different boat.
Yeah.
It's just a shame we have the opportunity to look at it for longer, because hopefully we're going in the water on Friday.
Yeah.
But I just wish we could stay looking at it because it just looks so beautiful. We should have done this earlier. It's been amazing, like morale boost for us as well.
Yeah, you can really see the progress now after all the sanding and filling and everything like that. You feel like you're kind of going backwards, but now we're really making a lot of progress. So quite exciting. But yeah, we're in a bit of a rush, as Fran said, because we're booked in on Friday to go in to the water. We've got a slot with the crane, and so that means that we need to get a shift on with our painting, with our second coat. So that's what we're going to do now.
Time to go.
Time to go.
Okay, so it's a pretty rainy day outside today at Northney, so we've been doing some inside jobs, which is the reinstall of the old Blake Seacocks. So we replaced the bolts, and then now we're just in the process of servicing them and assembling them all back together.
So this is the seawater inlet seacock that we're going to be doing next. It's surrounded by all of the other kind of pipe work and things related to our water system, so we'll try our best to get a good view of it. But the first thing that I'm going to be doing is just cleaning them up. So we're just using a little bit of white spirit to get that all nicely cleaned up. So I'll go ahead and do that first. So it's just a case of kind of getting in there and cleaning it up as best we can. What we've also got is the cone. So this sits, if you can see, there's the seacock body, which is we've bolted into the hull. This is the cone that once it's all greased up, you have got one side that lets the water in, and then the rest of it is all solid. So once you've slotted it in, you can turn this handle and either have it in the open position or you can have it in the closed position, just like that. So I'm going to clean up the outside cone. This one looks quite nice and shiny at the moment, but we're also going to use a little bit of grinding paste just to make sure that surface is as nice as possible, so that they nicely mate together when we put the grease in. Okay, so this is the grinding paste. For now this one looks pretty good, so we'll just use the fine grinding paste. Just get a little bit on my finger, rub a little bit along a few places on the cone, making sure everything's covered. And then literally put the cone back in and and then it's just a case of turning it, and you can feel that it starts off not running very smoothly, but then by the end, with a bit of pressure on the middle, making sure to push down evenly, give it a good few turns. And then pull it out. You see that it comes out pretty mucky, but if you give it a little wipe with some white spirit again, it then makes the surface kind of a bit more of a matte finish. But now, with the body as well, clean that up, we'll get a much better seal between the two metal faces. Yeah, so now you can see that it's gone, the grinding paste has reached right to the bottom, and so that almost the whole surface now of the cone is nicely all ground up nicely, ready to go.
Feels good.
Yeah, happy with that. And I'll give this a bit of a clean out as well, and then we'll be ready to grease.
I'm on a different seacock now because we've got to film Jack do the second half of the one we did yesterday. So this is our galley sink seacock, and it's one of our newer ones actually. So as you can see, I've already done the steps that Jack showed earlier. So the first step is complete, and now we're going to grease it up. So we're using Blake's seacock grease. It's this lovely green grease, so you can see where you've been. So I'm going to just put some on my finger. This is probably quite a lot, and I'm just going to apply it on the inside of the cone first. Okay, and then apply grease to the cone. It's probably too much. But it'll squeeze out if there's too much. It'll squeeze out, that's okay. Okay. And then I'm going to just put a tiny bit on the inside of the ring. Okay. Super. And then I'm just going to slot that into the body. Now I need our bolts. So I'm just going to screw these in now. Okay. And now we're ready to twirl it around and work that grease around the seacock and make sure that any excess is squeezing out. So I'm just going to apply a little bit of pressure and push the top. As I see if I can. Okay, leave that. So this is the open position here, and now I'm going to tighten up the bolts and then put the locking nut on, and then we're done. And the trick is to not tighten too much. You don't want to squeeze all the grease out. Feels pretty good. Put the locking nut on. And as you can see, I can turn the seacock, that is open and that is closed with just one finger. So not too tough. And that one is done. Only 9 more to go.
We're finishing off packing everything up, or packing everything away into the boat that we've moved out of our flat after we moved out yesterday. Moved out of our London flat and have now moved everything either into storage, everything else we brought onto the boat pretty much. So there's been lots to put away, but Callie being as great as she is, we found lots of different storage places and nooks and crannies to put everything, which has been really, really good. So we've managed to keep a few of the essentials whilst definitely downsizing the amount of things that we had.
This was the first flat that Jack and I lived in together. It feels bittersweet moving out, but we are just so excited for the next chapter and living on the boat full time. We went through all of our belongings and decided what to bring to the boat, what to store, and what to donate or sell. I took a load of stuff to a local car boot sale and roped in my friend Katie to help me on the stand. We only made £92, but every little helps in the boat fund. Off we go! We've got a very full car, but we're going to do our first run. So this is a combination of boat bits and bits that we're putting in storage at Jack's mum and dad's. So we're very lucky to have some helpful family who are willing to store things for us while we're away on the boat.
We're loaded up for sure. How much can you fit in a Suzuki Swift? We have the answer. Quite a lot. Let's hope it all stays in place whilst we're driving along. It'll be fine.
Should we like?
The move has been very kindly sponsored by McDonald's, so thanks very much for the boxes. That's been really handy. Top tip, if you ever need to move house and get boxes, go to McDonald's. They're very happy to give you these really good boxes that the chips and the chicken nuggets come in. And they're really, really good for moving, so that saved us a bit of money. We're literally on the last dregs of the things to put away. We put away all our clothes in our cabin, and now we're just on the sort of kitchen area and some of those little bits. And then yeah, we'll feel a little bit more moved in then. We'll have all of our things on board, and yeah, we'll be getting ready to head off. All the essentials I said, cheese grater and the baking stuff. So I think we're going to find a few things that we thought were essentials
made a cake in
and
about
weren't.
10 years.
So,
But maybe
just
I'm
in
going to have
case.
more time. Join us next time as we relaunch into the water, crossing our fingers that after all the work we've done, Calidris Alba is watertight and ready to cross oceans again. Thank you so much for watching this video. We're really enjoying documenting these early stages of boat life and creating these videos for YouTube. Let us know what you think of them in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe, as that really helps us grow our channel. See you next time.